at least everything that I've seen, certainly, being part of Tucson's greater business community, but talking to my colleagues across industries, I don't think we've ever seen a time where the college has been as willing to partner and is actively pursuing partnerships with business like we do now. So in terms of those top three priorities, I don't think they change from the top three priorities that I articulated from the college. I mean, they really are universally applicable. So well, I kind of run them through reverse order through this one. So from an accountability standpoint, so when you partner with a private industry, like the college has done with Ford for automotive repair or Trane for air conditioning repair, there's an investment that those organizations are making there. And so they have to be accountable to those partners. And the college, I think, has shown that they can be, that they're making, whether it's facility investments to support those partnerships, making sure that the curriculums and what they're teaching are aligned with the certifications and the industry standards about that. They can be accountable in those workforce development programs. The affordability piece has largely to do with the tuition of the college, about, the cost that it comes in there. And, I give the college a lot of credit. So if you think about the three pillars of how community colleges are funded, it comes from one of those pillars is tuition, or one of the legs of the stool is tuition. One is property taxes, which we pay if we own property here, and the other is state funding. Since the Great Recession, Pima Community College has had a $0 per pupil state funding allocation. They received a few grants here and there over the last few years, but the college is managing to stand up all that it has on two legs of a three-legged stool. For the long run, from a sustainability standpoint, I have concerns there. Unfortunately, that's not something the board can fix. It's something the state legislature needs to fix. But if you look across the state, that state per pupil funding has been restored for every community college except for Pima and Maricopa. And so, not that I mind, I'm a Pima County taxpayer myself. Certainly my tax dollars going to support community colleges and other communities. That's important for there too. But I think there's a basic fairness issue here, setting aside whether I'm a board member or not. Just as a taxpayer, that shouldn't I, as a Pima County taxpayer, be seeing some of that benefit from my community college as well? And so there's an affordability piece there. Again, and that has a direct impact on the workforce development programs, to making sure that we have the funding to be able to bring in the kind of instructors of the quality we want, making sure we can pay them competitively. And so I certainly hope, and it'd be a priority of mine being on the board, to work more closely with the college's legislative advocacy functions, and then perhaps other elected officials as well who are from here or from other places across the state, maybe even partnering with Maricopa Community College and that board to do that, to try to figure out if we can remedy that. And we're in a place where the state has some fairly significant surpluses, and so I think it's time to bring that per pupil funding back to Pima and Maricopa Community College. And then certainly from an accessibility standpoint, making sure that students are aware of what they can access. The college has seen a 26%-ish increase in its dual enrollment programs for students who are dually enrolled in the high school credit and then getting college credit. Those are really great entryways for the college to provide outreach for students to make sure they know the kinds of career and technical programs that they're able to access. Hopefully we can continue to grow those partnerships on the high school level and continue to do more outreach to bring more students in. Because at the end of the day, the career and technical programs are, I think, a prime example of win-win. The students win because they're able to find competitive employment, they can support themselves, they can support their families. The college win because it brings in enrollment and allows them to grow their programs. And then the community wins because the college is producing in-demand jobs that allow us to grow our economy or serve the community better, whatever those positions happen to be. So it's a fantastic investment all around.
I do believe that there's a certain portion of society that wants to go and get a 4-year degree. But I don't think it's even half of our young people. I think more than half of our young people, they want to work with their hands, they want to work with their brains, they want to be creative. So I think that the college definitely needs to step up all of those occupational type learning opportunities that we have for students, and whether it be in auto mechanics, whether it be in the medical fields, the college needs to outreach to high schools. And I'm not talking when they graduate, I'm talking we should be talking to juniors, sophomores in all of our local high schools to tell them these are the programs that the college offers. Maybe even have field trips so the students can come from their high schools to the college to see all of the different amazing things that the college offers. So outreach to students, if they don't know about the programs, they'll never apply. And then the second thing is the application process at the college needs to be a lot more streamlined, efficient, effective. Also in my canvassing and just in my own personal life, I have heard from so many people saying that it was so hard to get into the college. And if there's that barrier, if students try to apply and they feel like they can't get in because of the barriers of just the website, I think we're losing a lot of students like that. So I guess the third thing would be promoting it more. I think that a lot of people from high schools believe that there is not, you either go to college to get a 4-year degree or you start working somewhere. And I think students need to realize there's that middle option in between those two, that you can go to college to get a credential, certificate, or a degree that could lead you into the workforce, but with skills and with knowledge that will obviously have you at a higher pay level and possibly more, be more valued, wanted.
Well, the workforce development is probably one of the strong suits. A lot of money has been spent in that particular area. The last number I heard was about $120 million. So the workforce development is important. I know the Metro Chamber is really concerned about that. But we have to not neglect the general education mission of the college. So workforce development is very important. Workforce development, nobody going to be a stronger proponent of bringing in a talented and skilled workforce than I am. But at the same time, the mission of the college to provide for every learner, every way, and every day has to be emphasized. And it's not just the vocational programs, but the general education programs that need to be improved.
Okay, so I would say the top three are get our buildings, get our programs and our buildings, get the buildings finished, get the programs up and running, and keep them affordable. Those are really the key components right now. And that's really what this election is about, is continuing the trajectory for this type of transformational work in our community. If we falter and we don't finish these buildings, or we don't build out these best-in-class programs, and we don't make it affordable, then we're not meeting the mission and needs of our community and our region.